What's up, guys? Now, here's my prayer. My prayer is, you gotta scoot up. Oh, wait, that just, nope.
What up? We live.
So what's poppin'? Sequoia, CEO, founder of Commas, and
Spectacular.
what's poppin'?
So
I'm super excited to have you in the Commas Club, chilling this morning. First and foremost, tell me a little bit about what you have currently going on with Amazon.
So we pretty much help aspiring talent and personality brands tell their story to the world and become famous, and we do it through giving them access to celebrities and influencers. We give them their own expert team of social media analysts to account managers to social strategists. So we give them a whole team that's pretty much valued at $100,000 a month.
Jesus.
For a fraction of the price.
Well, okay, you got to dive deeper into that. So when you say a whole team, so I come to you and I'm like, yo, my is not popping. Then what?
Right. So everybody don't qualify because we turn down way more people than we actually bring on board.
Okay.
So it's basically a process that you got to go through to even qualify for the actual program itself.
Okay.
So once you come, we would have to look at your social media feed. We take you through a couple hurdles to make sure you're a good fit for us and we're a good fit for you. Because the last thing we want to take on somebody and we're just not a good fit. So
right. What makes me a good fit?
First thing first, you would have to be a person that's open to change. Some people think that they know how to grow a social media, or they are failing at it, and that's why they're coming to Awazar, because they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Right.
They don't have the time, they don't have the team, they don't have the resources.
Right.
They just don't have the capacity.
Okay.
And we'll tell them certain things, and they, well, I don't know about that, or it's a lot of things that make people follow you. That if you're not willing, like I'm gonna give you a couple examples. Like if your screen name is not the same, your username is not the same on all your platforms.
Wait, what does that do? Because mine is definitely not.
Right. So what that means is people know how to find you. So when they want to just go and type, like everything of mine is I Am Spectacular. So if you go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, is I Am Spectacular. All your profile pictures the same. Right? You could probably rotate one or two, but it's good to have everything the same. So they're connecting with the name and the face.
Okay.
Right? And
all your profile pictures the same?
Correct.
Yikes.
Right.
I'm doing everything wrong.
and then you have to have your bio. Your bio have to make somebody want to follow you. Like it has to look presentable. Everything matches. So the profile picture from the username to the bio. Okay. And then the next thing comes is the actual feed. So if you have everything aligned correctly, then that would give somebody it will make somebody want to follow you even more.
So, like, what do you suggest in terms of like a bio? Because you like have a sentence, maybe two. So, what's like? You suggest like keywords, buzzwords. Like, what do you suggest in terms of?
Yeah, I just suggest highlight points. Whatever your highlight points. So if you look at my bio, I have Inc. 5000. I made Inc. 5000, so I put that in there. So that was credibility. Then you have Forbes. I have the Forbes article in there, so that's more credibility. So if they want to read up on a company, they can without me having to tell them, oh, go here or go there. They can just click on it, just be nosy and read. The next thing would be just what you're involved in. So like CEO of Commas or founder of Commas. Just the main thing that you're involved in, and then you can have like a summary of who you are. So author, artist, entrepreneur, whatever, and have that breakdown. And I like to put the emojis on the side to start off with that, just so you have like some type of personality.
Okay, so make it fun.
Make it fun and make it appealing. So if you just got a bunch of words going and it look like a block, a big sentence.
People are like, okay.
Yeah, people read by lines, line by line. So if you give them a whole block to read, some people are like, I ain't reading all that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you break it down, if you break it up, it makes everything way easier.
So what do you think in terms of links?
links. I just feel like whatever you have the most credibility on. If you don't have any articles or anything about yourself, then you can just put either it's my URL and have the breakdown of all your social media. So it'll have your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, your bio, your booking, whatever you have, and you click it and you got everything in one spot. I think they have something new now called I think it's like LNK.tree or something like that. I don't know. It's something else that took the it's my URL position in the market. So it's like a new one now that everybody's using. So it's my URL is the old version now. They got the new thing now. But I haven't used it because I like my Forbes article.
You like that staying there. Thank you. Yeah. So, damn, I've done everything wrong. What do you think in terms of, because obviously you want a certain type of picture to match your brand. Like, what do you think in terms of like the photo? How important do you think that is?
Yeah, the photo is everything has to match on what you want your voice to be. So if you want to look like a professional, you want somebody to take you serious, you can't have, just your butt with a thong on it and an avatar. It's like,
you're like, here we go.
Exactly. So whatever you're presenting yourself as, that's what your actual bio picture should look like.
Got you. And then what got you into AdWords? Like, what made you say, okay, this is something I want to pursue as a business?
Well, it all started off from me just wanting to make extra money and conquer something else. I'm a self-mastery type of person. So when I got a call knowing that I can actually make money off of Twitter, I was like, that sounds like the easiest thing in the world. I'm over here in the studio all day and dancing on stage and dealing with the politics of the music industry, and I can sit here and just make money off of tweeting. I was like,
you're like, I'm doing that actually.
Sign me up. So once I actually started it, I actually tried to figure out as many ways as possible to grow a massive following at scale. And what I came up with was parody accounts or fan accounts. So whatever I can come up with to make it grow as fast as possible. And I couldn't split myself up in 100 pages. Spectacular emotions, spectacular feelings, spectacular quotes. Like it wouldn't have moved like that.
Right.
So I created different parody accounts. So Cat Williams, Will Ferrell, Angelina Jolie, Jay-Z, Eddie Murphy, Jim Carrey, whoever was hot.
Okay.
And I felt like would have a massive following. I would want to follow them in their voice, because a lot of these celebrities don't have time to really entertain. All they want to do is post about the new movie coming out. Or if you're an artist, you just want to post about your music. You don't want to post about trying to be funny. Like that's what they pay you for, to come see you or go watch the video. So I basically just took that problem that their fans wanted to see, connected it with their face and their voice, and gave them what they wanted as fans. Like, if I'm following Will Ferrell, crack some jokes, make me laugh. I want to laugh. That's why I love you, because you're funny. So crack some jokes.
Wait, so were then you creating all the content for these voices? Wait, hold up. But then how, was it a conflict of interest? Not a conflict of interest. Was it a conflict because you're not the true voice?
It wasn't a conflict because I was making their brand bigger and better and engaging on social media. So at the end of the day, I actually was helping their brand. It was to the point where they was messaging Will Ferrell like, you need to be like this Will Ferrell. And he would love that.
That's dope.
Yeah, sometimes they would even follow the parody pages.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so interesting. So then what parody page blew you up?
Grumpy Cat.
Okay, tell me about that.
So Grumpy Cat is this cat I just randomly seen a video on YouTube, and I was like, oh, this is the perfect cat. And I was like, this should be like a meme or something, and I created the first meme. I had fun one day. Okay. And it was horrible. Okay. And he had the little grumpy face.
Oh no.
Yeah. So everybody loved it, fell in love with the cat, and the actual cat itself actually took off, and with the actual page grew to 1 million followers, but the cat took off. The physical cat took off, and now he's in Macy's, Bird Eye.
Wait.
Yeah, he has.
But you created him?
I created him. I created him.
Did you get your residuals?
Not at all.
What?
So now that's what happened. I'm not falling for that twice. But yeah, so if anybody see that damn cat telling me he owe me some money. But yeah, he's worth $100 million right now.
No, what?
Yes. It's worth 100. All I got was a Twitter page.
Stop it.
He owed me some money.
What? Oh my gosh. So how do you then leverage your current, so you said you have now these audiences of celebrities. Do you do anything with normal everyday accounts or?
Yeah, so we first started off, so I started off in Twitter. I grew my accounts from 0 to 6 million, Grumpy Cat to Will Ferrell's and all that. Then I had a conversation with Sean Kingston and Soulja Boy bragging about their followers. Soulja Boy like, oh, I got 5 million. Sean Kingston like, well, I got 6. You need to catch up. And I'm like, well, how much followers y'all have on Twitter? And it was like, well, I got 1 million. I was like, so you're the same person, same brand, same everything, but it's times 5 more viral on Facebook. I was like, well, I need to get on Facebook. So I was
wait, why is that?
I mean, it's just the algorithms that they have on Facebook is more. You can go viral more
easily.
What is it called? Virality.
Yeah, virality. Yeah.
Or whatever. But yeah, so pretty much, it's way more viral on Facebook. So the way the platform is set up, you can actually go viral way easier because it's sharing and the news feeds. It's way in the algorithms and you reach more people. So it's just, I guess it's just way better that way. So I asked them, was they monetizing? They was like, monetizing. I was like, never mind. So I went home and I basically just I started building on a model. I took the same exact methods I was doing with the Twitter accounts and took it to Facebook and started doing it with my own group, Pretty Ricky page. So at the time we had no followers, and I merged all the fake accounts together. We ended up with like 400,000 followers from all the fakes. Got it verified, and I felt like if I can do this with fake accounts, pretty much the fake accounts, fan accounts, role-playing accounts, I can actually do this with a real verified accounts. Like Pretty Ricky, we sold 11 million records roll. Pretty sure we can find some fans out there. And that's not including the bootleggers. So I know we went quadruple platinum in the streets.
Seriously.
So I basically took my same methods and formulas that I used for Twitter, and I basically did it for Facebook. And I grew the page all the way up to 4 million followers within a year.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I generated $250,000 in ad revenue. So
whoa, stop. Back up. You can't just skirt over that. Tell me exactly what that process is.
So it's basically the same advertisers and the same methods from advertising on Twitter. I basically took it to Facebook. So
but how are you getting access to those advertisers?
So it was a platform that I was using that had a bunch of advertisers already.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So all I had to do was just plug and play the link. So they had ad stories. So an example is Pretty Ricky have 80% female demographic. So we will post things like 8 ways to know your man cheating on you. Or how to know when you're in a toxic relationship. Or things like that. And all the ladies would click on it, and once you actually go to the actual website, we would have ads sold against the traffic that was coming in. So now we get to monetize that with the different advertisers that's broken down on the actual website.
So that's so crazy. Like, how did you learn all that?
I don't know. I just figured it out.
Just trial and error?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm good with building things. I'm good with, like I say, self-mastery. Like, I hated school.
I hated school.
Yeah, I hated school. I actually asked my brother to take my test for me to pass high school. Because in Florida, they got something called FCAT.
He cheated.
Hold on. Actually, I didn't cheat. So, because he turned me down. Right? Okay. And Baby Blue, too. I hope you're watching this. He told me no.
He cheated.
He told me no. And he forced me to take the test by myself, and I passed it. I actually was like top 10 at the whole school in my math score. And, And I don't know how I passed the reading. When I found I passed the reading, I was like, what? I passed the reading test? Because I just hated tests. It wasn't the fact that I was dumb or anything. The school was just boring to me.
I think that's a good point, though. I think now, because you have a son, now with kids too. So now with kids coming up, like, do you think the way the traditional school is like laid out, do you think no?
It's absolutely horrible.
Right. So what do you think the new solution is?
I think the new solution is coming up with another type of school system, even if it's like an entrepreneurial school,
Draper University,
or we can do something where it's a curriculum that's in school that they can actually take and really learn something.
Right.
So like even my oldest son, he's 12, and I would have him read for 30 minutes and have him write out everything he learned from the book. So you can't know that he's retaining. You can't even BS me on what you read. Write it down. And when you hear what he's picking up from what he's reading from the books I'm giving him, you're like, wow. Because I don't know how many successful entrepreneurs that I encounter, or that's my associates or my friends or whoever, they say, man, if I would have knew this 20 years ago, 10 years ago.
That's real.
So now the kids are our future, so we got to groom them up now. And just give them that right curriculum that they can really become successful and become somebody important or special that's going to help other individuals. Because now you're getting more and more millionaires. Now becoming millionaires is really not.
It is not. I'm like, anymore. You can do anything to make money.
Right. So, but that just shows that you just gotta apply yourself. It's out there, and that's why the new Gen Zs are like killing it. You're seeing 17-year-old millionaires, 18-year-old millionaires. Snapchat dude's a billionaire. He didn't crack 30 yet. So
how?
Because he applied himself.
That's crazy.
And everything is on the internet. Like a lot of times when I ask people certain things, I always think about it like, well, it's on the internet, right?
That's true.
If you want to learn how to do anything you want to do is on Google or YouTube.
Right.
It's going to be a whole tutorial on what you need to do.
It cracks me up when people are like, hey, Sequoia, I need to do it. I'm like, did you Google it? I'm like, it's right there.
Whenever you want to do something, just think Google.
Right.
And YouTube.
Y'all got that. So going back to non-traditional, so I went through Draper University, which is like a entrepreneurship boot camp, right? And we went through this process of basically learning how to build a startup, like from start to finish. Like, how do you validate the customer? How do you go out and generate revenue? Like, how do you raise capital? Like, all those things. I think personally, that is where school needs to go in terms of just like practicality, right? Like, I've never used trigonometry. Like, I've never.
Waste of time. You're wasting my time.
Right.
And as a kid, your time is still precious too. So for you to take me through a whole 12 years of school for me to only know how to type, like.
Which I already know how to do because now kids are like born on cell phones.
They're speed typers. They one hand talking and typing. It's like, these kids are amazing. These kids are amazing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I just like my one of my friends, Andy Fazilla, he has a kids entrepreneur book.
Really?
Yeah, okay. So you could check him out. I think I bought my son every time he come out with one, I buy it. But
dope.
Yeah, so it's basically an entrepreneur book that you can actually read to your toddler and just get his mindset ready.
That's
and then
crazy.
when he get older, you can start getting him on the right books and things like that.
That's fresh. So what's going on with the group?
The group?
Yeah.
Some of everything.
Yeah. I've been seeing y'all a little bit on Love and Hip Hop Miami. How's that going?
It's cool. Actually, in a few days, we go do the Love and Hip Hop reunion.
Damn, that was quick.
Yeah. But I think they pre-record everything.
Of course, yeah. So what was that experience like for you, though? Because I know that you guys are kind of like still getting back together and like having that whole like, what was it like?
I mean, honestly, I've been doing this type of stuff since I was in 3rd grade. So.
You're like, all right, come document.
It doesn't even matter to me, right? A lot of people are like, well, how would it feel? And I was like, how would it feel? Because I don't even think about that type of stuff. So to me, it's just normal because I've always been in a situation where I had to either perform or entertain or be on TV. Just whatever. So,
but like that's a different type of TV, though. Like, let's be completely transparent.
Because they made it about the group,
right?
So when we doing the TV stuff, is like we're just being us with a camera right there.
Right. Okay.
So when Slick being crazy and Diamond yelling at everybody and pleasure being nonchalant. It's like, that's our everyday.
That's who you are.
Yeah, that's who we've been forever.
Yeah.
So it's just the camera just catching up.
Right.
So it's whatever.
Cool. So I have not been following completely. I'm lost in probably when old girl threw that ice cream at old girl.
I was like, holy crap.
You guys, what made me laugh was because you guys are like, no, don't go that way. Don't go that way. Like, you guys are
help him out.
horrible and trying to help him out, though. Like,
because it was off guard. It was just like, look here, and I was like, what you doing here? I was like, and I was like, oh. Because it hit me late. It was a delay.
right,
And I was just
right.
like, oh, I forgot the other grudges.
That is hilarious.
But the messed up part about it is the way that is presented on TV and make it look like he's cheating.
Right, but you know what? No,
really
I will say this. He held his own, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it didn't... You can see when the storyline is like, oh, he effing up. But, like, he definitely was like, yo, I don't know, like, don't be feeding me ice cream right now. Like, I'm trying to...
Right, exactly.
Like, he was totally...
So the way it looked like he was cheating on her.
Right.
But she just popped up on the
right.
scene, and she was like... forcing it. He was like,
right.
It was like, all right, what are you doing?
Right, right.
But the way it looks on TV is like, oh, he's cheating on her, but nah, he was with Shay, and then Shay, the other girls just popped around and started coming around, and he just like, we cool, but like we don't have anything going on.
Right.
But whatever. It's all TV stuff.
It is all TV stuff. But let me ask you this, because now I see with social media, now even networks are leveraging like social media stars, right? Whereas back in the day, you had to go get an agent, you had to go to auditions. Now you just build your following, and they're like, "Yo, what's good? We have this new whatever," right?
Right.
How do you see that playing out?
Well, I think influencers are the future.
Yeah. I
think they're the future because the amount of money you spending to get the type of engagement that you're getting, you can't buy that nowhere.
That's true.
So I was with one of my guys, Kamar. He's an investor. He was one of the investors on Hustle, LeBron James show on CNBC.
Okay.
And basically he was saying that the TV show got 500,000 views and ratings from the show. Well, he was like, I could get one influencer to post something and get that same amount of eyeballs.
Interesting.
On one post.
Right.
So now we're looking to do our own reality show for a digital version for CNBC or whatever network picks it up. We don't want to just commit to anybody. We want to actually see what everybody's talking about, but we know for sure it's going to get picked up.
Do you think you need networks now?
I think TV is powerful.
Okay.
I mean, look at Cardi B.
Yeah, but I will say, I didn't jump toward Cardi B until it wasn't from Love and Hip Hop.
I feel that Cardi B, it was a formula, right? The formula is social media. All right, cool. You funny.
Right.
Then the next thing is music. Okay, she got music. Okay.
Yep.
Then the next thing is TV. Now you're a star.
Story, but you also know the story.
And then and then once you're on the TV, you're more of you have star appeal, and now you get to see the whole personality play out. And like you said, back to the story. So now you fall in love with the character because Cardi B is a culture. She's the type she's what people want to say, but nobody says it.
Right.
And I think that's why people love and hate Trump, because he just showed you who he really is.
Right.
Like you hate him for what he's saying. But honestly, half of the things that he would say, some people would really say it, but not say it.
Right.
So I think the same thing with Cardi B. She just really speak her mind, and she speaks for the culture.
Yeah.
In some type of way.
Yeah, that's
and
interesting.
Connect with it.
I think that's an interesting thread. It's like you have the social media platform. It's almost like TV validates it.
It does.
Right.
It does. It's like, here you go. Like, now, it's if the people want you or not.
Right.
Because people hit TV a lot and nothing happens for them.
That's very true.
They will sell their soul and do all type of craziness on TV, and then when the camera's cut off, you gotta go back to real life.
And that's a hell of a slap in the face.
And then you look crazy to the world.
Right, so. Exactly. Exactly.
But Cardi B just gave you who she was, and you fell in love with that because she was real, she was true to herself, and the music came behind it. And that's what made it actually pop the way it did. I don't think Cardi B would be who she was right now without TV.
That's interesting.
I just don't think so. I think that was the icing on the cake that took her to stardom.
Right.
Because she had that platform. That platform is Love and Hip Hop is the #1 show for our culture right now.
Right. That's true.
And she shined like a star. And
right.
That's what happened. The music, it brought attention to her music.
Right.
She would tell you that people did not want to deal with her, not want to do features, no nothing until.
Yeah. I do agree because, so I directed a video for K. Michelle before K. Michelle went through the whole process of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And like, she was in that same boat where it was like, okay, she signed to a label, it's cool, but like, we don't, like, she wasn't like, at the level, right? And then once Love and Hip Hop Atlanta came, then boom. So yeah, the thread does make sense.
You wasn't with me at first, but I'm glad you're here now.
I was like, what? Because you know what? I didn't watch her on Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
So that's why I was like, huh.
Can I tell you something? I never watched Love and Hip Hop until I actually was on the show. To see myself, like, see what's going on.
What is this show actually?
It's like, let me see what's going on. But that's the first time I ever watched TV. And
really?
even Jill Zarin, she was on the Desperate Housewives of New York. And she was like, well, don't tell anybody that because that's stupid. Don't sign up for something you don't even know what the hell you're signing up for. They don't say that no more. But it is what it is.
What made you guys sign up for it if you didn't?
So I just felt like it was great for the group to let everybody know the group was back together, just to see the unity and us uniting on TV for the world to see. I just felt like it was cool. A little drama is in the mix, but who cares?
Right, it's nothing that's gonna make you.
So,
you guys had a career prior to, so that's interesting. I think it almost like rebooted though, right? Like to the point where it's like, oh, now you're back in the presence.
Right, in the limelight.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So yeah, we felt like it would be a good opportunity to let the world know what we're doing.
That's interesting. Well, that's dope. So what's next for Spec?
So actually, I was talking all that BS about school earlier. So I'm looking to do the Stanford program.
Really?
So I'm going to meet with them today.
Oh, dope.
At the campus and go to Stanford.
Really? So,
but on their business course, because the reason why I like the Stanford is because their program is basically the same program from an MBA. I don't have time to go to school full time for 2 years.
I can't be sitting up in here.
I can't do it. So they have a program called Unite that carves all the fat off of the MBA and goes straight to the main curriculums and things that you need to be a successful entrepreneur. And with the course, it basically lets you start up an actual business. You pick the teammates, and 80% of the people that's in this program all are Stanford students. Okay. And 20% of people like me that slide on in there because I am who I am. And pretty much you'll create this company, and off of creating this company, you actually do the business plan, you actually launch the company, you work on the business.
Really?
And then you have all the different breakdowns of doing the business. Okay. And then you take the business to market and you get it and you pitch to the investor at the end. Real investors at the end of the
So it's like Draper University. So what company? Are you just taking Advisar in there? Like, hey, let's firm this up.
I mean, what I'm gonna do once I get in, I'm gonna, because everybody get to bring their own idea to the table. Right. And then the whole group collectively pick which one they feel like is the best idea. Okay. And I'm going to do Advisar 2.0. Why not? Okay. I already have an actual successful, fast-growing business. Right. And I can add an extra component to it and then get these other scholars and innovators to actually work on it with me. And then when it's time to launch it, then it's already, my situation.
Where do you see Advisar going?
So I definitely think that Advisar is going to be the go-to brand when it comes to growing the social media. Cut out the whole let me hire a social media guru that you're going to pay $7,500, $10,000 a month and they're not going to give you no damn results. So now we're going to give you a team that's going to execute your vision, your story, and make you famous. $
10,000 a month. So what is Advisar's price point. Just like, goddamn. Like, no wonder it's a multi-million-dollar company. Tell me more about that.
So it all depends. Right now we have a course that we're doing for $1,500 a month. It's $1,500 a month, but that's like we only offer that for 3 months. Because if you're not ready to step it up after 3 months, then we're not a good fit. Like,
right. Okay.
Because that's just to get you going. But our most popular package is our $24.97 package.
Okay. So it's not $10,000.
Yeah, we have a $10,000 package.
What's in the $10,000 package?
So we have two different packages. We have one for Facebook and we have one for Instagram.
Okay.
So both of them are growth packages. So Facebook, you get more. You get probably like, I don't know numbers off the top of my head, but like 50 million in reach. So 50 million people will see your brand each month. You will have your own expert team.
Okay. So there's like a whole. You basically are hiring like almost you're outsourcing like your social.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Okay.
Of someone who has a proven method and model and blueprint that is going to scale your brand.
That makes sense. I would pay $10,000 for that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
A lot of people spend $10,000 for
that. I'm aware. Saw the numbers.
Yeah.
Cool. So if people are interested in AdWizard or getting in contact, like how do they? Where do they go?
So you can just go to adwizard.com. That's ADWIZAR.com. Or just go to my Instagram, I'm Spectacular, click the link in the bio, read the story, read what we got going on, and then you can click AdWizard right from the article.
So before we jump off, let's see if we have any questions. I see people saying what's up on here. Let's see if you have questions on yours. Let's see. I'm a viral artist from Illinois with millions of views on Facebook. How do I monetize?
What?
AdWizard.
How many followers do you have? So I mean,
it's a million.
You have. So he said millions of views, not followers.
Views. Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah. So, excuse me. Views is one thing. Followers is another. So, if you want to qualify for the platform, you got to at least have 1 million followers. If not, we can take you through the incubator system.
That's smart.
Our GrowthX program to get you to the million.
Okay.
But then you just pay us to actually build it up for you.
That's really, really smart. So like you incubate the company and then...
Right. And then once you get to the million, now you become a cash cow business because now the money starts just flowing in. So instead of you just paying us, now you actually get money too.
That is genius.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Let's see. You have a lot of people just popping in. A lot of people. Okay. They like your shirt. You trying to sign an artist?
No artist.
Okay, we read that one. Oh, they learned. Yay. I like when people learn stuff. How do I hear you? Oh, are you speaking in person anywhere? That's the question.
I'm speaking in Hawaii in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm speaking at Black Tech Week.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, on the 9th.
I didn't know that.
I'm speaking at in Riverside on the 14th, I think, of March.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a few.
Do you feel like you get like more bookings than speaking engagements or speaking engagements than bookings?
Well, I just started speaking.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that's a new thing for me.
So,
but yeah, I feel like that's the future of teaching.
I agree. It's like the new artist, to be honest.
Right.
It's just like...
Because I see guys that's 70 years old speaking, making 30 grand on speaking engagements. So that's my game plan. I ain't trying to be pop, locking, dropping my whole life. Let me see.
We're looking at his live, and if you guys have questions, drop them in. We're about to pop off in a second, so let us know.
Pure genius, bro. I mean, the comments are so backed up.
Yeah, I know, because we've been talking.
Yeah. Carrot City alumni. Let me see. Get the bag.
Always.
Always the bag. Oh, I'm so proud of you, Spec. Oh, thank you. I ain't gonna try to say your name. I'll be messing it up. So proud of you. Oh, look at y'all.
You got a support system. I like that.
Beautiful. I need a feature. If you want a feature from Spectacular, all you gotta do is email bookings@prettyricky.com, and they'll tell you whatever.
Let's see.
All right, we're looking for questions.
Let's see. We have one over here. Love the growth of your company. Congrats. Can you explain a bit more about how you were able to see more? How you were able to monetize via Facebook through ads on a separate website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we just have partnerships that we have, and we pretty much figure out how much the traffic is worth based upon where the actual followers are located. So they have something that's called Tier 1 traffic, so that's Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and the UK, and then of course the United States. And advertisers pay pretty much based upon that. And the Tier 2 traffic, India, Egypt, all those places like that, they don't really pay much. But it's really just about having a website, and just a quick way is to have a website and just put some ads on it. Google AdSense, Outbrain, websites like that. Even Facebook have something that's called Insta Articles that you can do, that they insert their own advertisement in and just pay you directly.
Oh, really? I always wondered what Insta Articles was, and that's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, let's see what else.
Let me see. I have a question, but you didn't say the question.
Wait.
All right. What key to monetizing? Can you go back over how to verify accounts and get paid? So how to verify accounts and get paid? I mean, the verification thing, like, they be holding on to that like
yeah.
So yeah. I know guys who's really stars that don't get verified. So I mean, it all depends on what side of the bed Zuckerberg wake up on, and so the verification is hard. I can't give you no advice on that, but to actually monetize is really just come up with creative content, viral content, things that make content go viral is emotions, making people cry, making people laugh. Just that emotional, like shareable content. And if you can actually figure that out and do that, then you'll see your fan base start growing, because people will follow people that they can connect with and get away emotionally, and you and your content helps them, get past certain things in their life.
I think that's a good point. Like, you don't necessarily have to be verified to generate revenue, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I told you, like my parody accounts, I was
making, exactly.
I was making some money on that, and it wasn't verified.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter to be verified or not.
We have another question over here. How do you get advertisers to sign up with you pre-revenue?
Pre-revenue.
So basically, you haven't made any money yet. So how do you get advertisers to pre-revenue? That's it.
Pre-revenue.
That's a entrepreneurial way of asking the question. So basically, what you were saying before is having the audience, right?
Right. You have to have the audience.
Yeah. So,
I mean, even if you got to pay like a few methods to actually grow your social media, once you do get this great content, you can pay people to share your page. Like, you can say, hey, I'll give you a couple of dollars, a bigger page, and say, hey, share this for me, and just pay to play until you build it up where you can actually do a share for share method and model.
So you're saying go after the influencer and pay into it.
You gotta pay. Yeah. If you don't have the content that goes viral by itself, then you gotta get the distribution. So either you can just hire us and we can do it for you,
right? Or
you can go out and do all the legwork yourself and fail fast and learn from it and figure out what works for your brand, what don't work for your brand.
Right. So I think in terms of his question, so going back to pre-revenue, that's essentially meaning like you started your company but you haven't made any money yet, right? So he's saying, like, how do you get advertisers on board given the fact that you haven't made any money?
Yeah, they don't care about how much money you make.
Yeah.
Right? So even if they paying a starter who is viral, they don't know if they ever did any advertising.
Right.
So you just gotta have the right content, the right niche for their brand, the right demographics, and then they'll pay you.
That's true. And I think another thing that a lot of people aren't leveraging too is maybe you're not getting paid right away. Mm-hmm. Like maybe it's just like
it is an investment.
Right.
You will be pouring more into your brand and get it where it needs to be so you can start getting paid. And that was the same thing I was talking about earlier of the incubator system. Mm-hmm. You basically pay the retainer, and once you get up to a certain point where now you can monetize, then we automatically enroll you into that monetization program, and now you're making money. So I'm gonna just give you an example. It was a guy named Mighty Duck. Mm-hmm. He started off staying with his mom, doing funny videos, and with his little sisters and everything, and went from staying in a little room to him joining forces with us taking him an extra 5 million followers in a year, and now he generates up to $60,000 a month. Now he has a 2-story, three.
I'm gonna work for you.
Yeah. He got a 4,000 square foot house, brand new Lexus.
Something's gone totally wrong in my life. I'm going to work for Amazon.
So he invested in himself, and he got the right team behind him, and now he's killing it.
That's crazy. Hold on, let me go back. I missed something. What size audience do major advertisers respect or want? That's a great question.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Some, like, if they do a campaign, they might want micro influencers from 15,000 followers to 100,000 followers. Like, it don't always have to be the bigger celebrities. As long as your engagement is there, they'll spend money with you. Mm-hmm. And like I said, as long as you're the demographic and your content looks great, like you can't be cussing and all that stuff. Profanity, you got your butt out half the time, or but it might work. Like that type of models really kill it on fitness stuff, protein shakes and fit tea and things like that, right? But other than those type of companies that's sending out those type of products, they really don't want certain type of things on your feed. Okay,
so you have to be very strategic in terms of who you're.
I think you gotta be strategic. Oh, you talking about for advertising?
Yeah. Of course. Okay.
Let me see something from here.
Okay. Any advice for Any advice for people that provide too much detail in their post brands or storytelling?
Too much details?
Like you're talking too much.
So it's a formula to going viral. So you got to catch people's attention the first few seconds once they click on your video.
Okay.
So if you look at the best thing to do is study other people who's doing it.
Okay.
And one thing about success, everybody always leave breadcrumbs. Like, you can't become successful without showing me how you did it.
Right.
All I have to do is reverse engineer what you did. Just pick up those breadcrumbs because you showed me the path already.
Right.
So you can literally take that same content, recreate it in your own way, and now you got a viral content.
Still Like an Artist. Have you seen that book?
No.
It's genius. It's basically saying that.
Yeah. I mean, because it's already there. You know it's viral already.
Right.
So all you got to do is recreate it in your own voice, but the same approach they took, you do the same thing. So if you look at a lot of these viral videos, as soon as you click play, they catch your attention as soon as you press play.
Right.
And then they draw you to the rest of it, and then they end with a solid outro.
That's so true. And I also think that you highlighted something important earlier, is striking emotion.
Right.
Because that drives those numbers.
Right. Relatable content.
Yeah. So basically, look for people who are like you and copy them.
If it worked for them, it'll work for you.
Right.
That's my motto at my company. If they got a question to ask me, I got some of the best employees ever, right? And sometimes they just want my feedback on something, and they'll come to me and they're about to ask me, and then they'll look at me and they say, "Never mind. If it works for them, it'll work for us."
They already know. They already know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, let me get something from Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. He's gonna pull some from Instagram, and I'll keep scrolling through these.
What's your advice for people that are trying to get a hustle started but don't have the finances or connections?
Ooh, that's a great question. So the question is, what's your advice for people who are trying to get going but don't have the resources?
Yeah.
Become resourceful?
I think that's kind of BS. I think it's all type of resources, and it's really one keyword away on Google to find what you want.
Yep.
And I think that a lot of people use the fact that they don't have money and they don't have resources when a lot of these, like, what is your excuse for letting a 16-year-old be a millionaire? What resources he had? What money he had?
Right. That's real.
I was 12 years old making $2,000 a week off of selling candy, and this is just, I didn't have no money, no resources.
Right.
You know, I basically hustled, did a little hustle, got a couple dollars, a little $20, $30 or whatever. Everybody got $20, $30.
Right.
You know, and I bought some candy with that and went to school because I seen people bugging me about candy and saying they was hungry or whatever, and I was hearing that, and I started saying, well, I'm gonna just bring some candy to school.
Right.
You hungry, you gonna buy it. You right here starving, I'm gonna have that snicker bar in your face like, what's up, what you wanna do? And I was sold out by second period. So in Florida, you have up to 7 periods in middle school, and by the time I got to second period, I was sold out. So the third, fourth, fifth, all the way to 7th period, I got bugged by everybody. I thought you had candy today. Candy. So I was like, man, I have to do something to get to more people because I'm sold out. I'm only like so big, like I'm tiny now, but I'm super tiny back then, right? And I was like, I only could carry so much candy. So what I thought of was, all right, well, let me get other people to help me.
Now you got a business.
I got a whole business. I got a whole system. So I basically took 10 people. I asked a bunch of people, got 10 people to agree and say, hey, I'll pay you $20.
Wow.
Right? I pay you $20 a week. And if you sell out more than 3 times in 1 week, I get you extra $5. And it was like, let's do it. And they were selling out. They were selling out like crazy. Yeah, and to the point where I was making more money than my mom.
What?
Yeah, I was helping out. One day my mom was crying, and I was like, what's wrong, Mom? She was like, nothing. I was like, what's wrong? She was just like, the light bill due. And she was like, we ain't got it.
Wow.
And she was like, it's due tomorrow. So she got all candles ready, and I was like, hold on. I went under the bed. That was the stash. I didn't know nothing better. I couldn't find a better stash. So I came back and I actually gave her like $400. And I was like, well, here go the $200 for the light bill, and here go another $200 for next month. And she just started crying like crazy. And to the point where she was like, well, that's just that. But she was like, we ain't got the rent either.
You're like, back to the stash.
Back to the stash. Here you go, Mom. If after this, we just gonna have to go to a cardboard. But yeah, so like, long story short, I was making money, and I realized that I can actually help out with a lot more things. And,
right.
And that's what I did. But back to the resources and financials, like, you don't even need that type of stuff no more, right?
Yep.
It's no excuse. You can literally do prepaid. Like, I can have a product and I can pre-sell the actual product and say, hey, the launch date is this, but if you want to get in before the launch date, I'm only doing a certain amount of items. The first 100 items I'm doing for half off.
Yep.
And if you get in now, you'll get it before everybody else gets it. And you pay me now, and I take that money and I go buy the product with it.
So smart.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So you just got to use your brain and actually just use the internet. It's there.
No excuses.
No excuses.
No excuses. Okay, let's see. So, what's the best way to reach out to potential advertisers? LinkedIn, cold calling. That's a good question. What do you think?
LinkedIn and cold calling.
What's the best way to reach out to potential advertisers? So should you go LinkedIn? Or should you just pick up the phone and say, hey, this is what I have?
I mean, I think any approach you want to take is no wrong approach. You just got to A/B test to see what works, what doesn't work. I will come up with 5 different templates and send out each different template and see which one get the best conversion.
Right.
But when you reaching out to people, you got to make sure everything is up to par. You got to make sure your content is right.
Yeah.
Everything like LinkedIn is powerful, right? You got to have all your credibility lined up so when they see your page, they actually want to do business with you.
Right.
So your bio got to be right. You got to have everything you're involved in. You got to have break down and make sure everything matches up to what they're looking for. So when you're reaching out, when they're talking to you, you have in your actual profile, when they're reading it, they're like, holy crap, this is what I need.
Right.
So it pretty much speaks for itself. So when you reach out and you want to schedule a call, you know, they might be more
willing to take it.
Yeah, more willing to take it.
I agree. I think there is no right or wrong.
No,
you just try it.
Just try it. I think this is what people mess up at. They're waiting for the perfect moment. They're waiting for the perfect things to be lined up.
Yeah.
Oh man, I need, in order for me to do this, I need a Mercedes Benz to look right. I need to be fly. Yeah, I need a briefcase to whip out my contract. I need a gold pen to make them sign so they can respect me. But you don't need all that. Just take the tools you have and use the tools you have. So now when you're able to replace those tools with better tools, you can do upgrades. Yeah. But the main thing is to just start. Once you start, the second foot gonna follow once the first foot take a step out.
I love that. Yeah. Do you want to look? I know we have another question over here. I just up.
Oh, I love you. Oh, tell me they love me and stuff. It's not bad.
Someone said, do you work with any advertisers abroad?
Any advertisers abroad?
Yeah, so they work with startups in Asia. So do you work with any advertisers in Europe or Asia or Africa or anywhere but the United States?
They're saying they want to be an advertiser or are they looking for advertisers?
They're looking for them.
I just became an advertiser conversation. But advertisers.
You connect people to advertisers.
Right,
so they're like, where do we find the advertisers?
Where's the bag? Yeah, so I mean, we have different advertisers around the world and different countries and stuff like that, but you know, they pretty much come to us, so they know what we're doing and they come to us. I don't know if that really did much for you in your question, but
so basically, use the platform.
Right. Stop trying to do all the hard work.
They'll connect you to the advertisers they have specifically overseas in Asia. Do you guys have advertisers in Asia that you work with?
Asia, we currently don't have any in Asia.
So not yet, but stay tuned.
Let me see. All right. Last question, man.
Okay.
We can take last one from here and then
okay. Last one from here and last one from his. So we'll go to yours first.
Let me see. Yes, Pretty Ricky is back.
Pretty Ricky.
Let me see. Question: is PayPal a good platform to use? I do promotion as a side business. I love PayPal. PayPal has a lot of credibility and people are super engaged with it. If they see a PayPal link for payment or something like that, they're definitely going to put their payment information in with no type of resistance.
I agree. PayPal is definitely a great.
I want a better question.
Or Stripe too.
Stripe is really good.
Let's see. Do you feel like social?
What's up, Farah? Say one of the most brilliant social media branding experts at the time of our time.
Do you feel like social first content will eventually be more attractive to advertisers than written content? That's a great question. Example, Now This doesn't write articles. They strictly create news for videos and social. I 100% agree with that. What do you, well.
All right, rephrase the question.
So basically, is social content going to be more powerful to advertisers than articles?
Related to my business?
Period.
Or are you just talking about the articles?
Than published articles.
I mean, it all depends on what are they trying to accomplish. Like, that's kind of like a hard question because if they're attracting different users that they want to put a pixel and track them throughout the process of them going through the transition from social to the actual website. And then once you actually have them on the website, you can actually track them from the pixel on wherever else they go on social media or online. So you ever seen you go to this website? Yeah, you go to this website and it's laptops, right? You see a Mac laptop, and all of a sudden you on YouTube or something.
And then your Mac laptop.
And then the pop up was like, hold the hell up. Like, and then it bugs you throughout the time.
Right.
So when you look at it, people terms and services, they basically track you through cookies, what they call cookies.
Right.
And it's basically your fingerprint. They follow you throughout the process. So that's what advertisers do. So
interesting.
That's what they do with the articles. So yeah, so that's why I say that's a hard question. And if you're doing more product-based marketing with influencers, then you would do more content.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what you're doing.
Right.
Cool.
All right. So that was the last question for that. I'm gonna get
Okay.
married. So his supposed to really help me get through hard times in life. Yeah, so
your fans are sympathetic or empathetic over there.
Let me see. What's your advice for people? No, I read that already.
Yeah. If you don't have one, we have one more here.
Yeah, I guess the same. I said the same thing both.
Okay, let me see.
Let's do that last one. Hold on.
Oh wait, no, everyone said they're good over there. So.
All right, what made you want to be an entrepreneur?
That's a great last question.
Yeah, I guess. So,
I think you've been an entrepreneur though, based on this conversation.
I think it was something that was just in me. My father, he was in jail for 9 years.
Wow.
So I really got to connect with him when he got out of jail when I was in middle school. And started really seeing him like that in high school, because I was a mama's boy. I didn't really care too much for my dad because he was just super strict, and my mom just let me get away with murder. But honestly, my father came and got me when I was in 9th grade, and forced me to come. I remember yesterday I was actually going to work for the first time, because I never had a job a day in my life, right?
Wow.
And I was so excited to go to work with my mom because she had a manager job. Still was making more than her. And,
Still was making more than her.
And she had a manager job at a company called Honey Baked Ham. And man, I remember I got my clothes already. Pants was too small.
Oh no.
Oh my God. I ain't care. I was ready to go to work, figure out what their systems was so I could implement it in my business.
I love it.
And put my pants up, ankles showing, ready to go to work.
That's fly now though, by the way.
Hey,
Yes.
Now that's fly, right? But back then it wasn't too fly. You got picked on the things, some ankles were showing. And I was ready and got outside to leave, and my dad pulled up in this little Benz or whatever, and I was just like, oh my God. He was like, come with me. I was like, no, I'm not. He was like, all right, so tell me, who you want to go with, me or your mom? And I was like, no. He was like, get your ass in the car. But that was the best decision that I didn't make, that I was forced to make in my life. It was great, and yeah, I learned so much from my dad. He really taught me how to hustle. He really taught me that, how to present yourself, how to negotiate, just real life stuff. He taught me that nothing, if you didn't do something in life and it looked like you did it, you did it. Explain that. All right. So if I'm gonna go drastic, right? If somebody killed somebody, right, and he dropped the gun and the person laying on the floor like this, and you pick the gun up oh my God, it's a gun. The police walk up freeze.
Right.
And there's a picture go out and go up to social media. You did that. You was the person who did that. You had the gun. People think logically.
Right.
You had the gun. The dead body's right there. The police is right there.
Right.
You in handcuffs. You did.
Right.
And even if the story come out later on that you didn't do it, to people's mind, nah, he did that.
Right.
Right. So he just that was just a little extreme. Probably was a bad example, but he basically just taught me that whatever position you put yourself in life, right, is what the people think of you as. So if you're this troublemaker or whatever, and you try to clean it up later on, no, you're still a troublemaker to the world. So however you present yourself to the world, that's how they're going to perceive you as.
Right.
So same thing with anything in life. So if you messing up or doing things like that and surrounding yourself around the wrong people, and you're guilty by affiliation.
Yep. Yeah. True that. Well, you dropped some gems today. I feel like I learned a lot. Cool. Well, thank you so much for being with us. And again, if you guys don't know, Adwazar, the website is...
Right. It's adwazar.com. Or you can text me, 786-258-6074. Once again, 786-258-6074. You can text me. I send you my link. Make sure you lock your number in my phone. I don't answer back people I don't know. So lock your number in. Put your information.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for being...
by itself.
Oh, did you okay?
He's like, all right, he wrapping it up. We out.
His ended, but we're going to end ours. Thank you guys, Common Club, for being with us today. And thank you so much for being with us as well.
Peace.
Bye.